Hey everybody, welcome back to Nerd News Today. I'm Matthew, and this episode we're swinging into action because we got a book review to get started on, and what we're taking a look at today is this wonderful looking book right here. This is Spider-Man, a history and celebration of the Web-Slinger, decade by decade, by Peter David and Robert Greenberger. This book is coming to us from the Quarto Group, which is an imprint of HarperCollins. And this right here is a wonderful coffee table book all about everybody's favorite wall crawler. He is the character that really launched Marvel Comics to the heights that they are today and remains one of their most popular characters and most recognizable faces of all time. Weighing in at just over 200 pages, this massive tome here encompasses Spidey's entire lifespan, from his origin story up to where he is today, or at least today meaning 2022, which is when this book was originally published. I just got my hands on it recently and I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to share it with all of you guys out there to see if maybe you want to add it to your bookshelf. There's a lot of really wonderful tidbits of information, great photos, plenty of artwork of course, and loads of information and new interviews with the creators behind Spidey. And you die-hard comic fans might already be noticing something a little bit extra special about this particular book here, and that's because one of the authors is Peter David. Peter David is a comic book writer. He's written a ton of things for Marvel. He's also a big Star Trek guy and has written tons of novels in that. This man, his run on The Incredible Hulk is considered one of the best Hulk runs of all time. And I would argue that, yeah, it absolutely is and still holds up to this day. And Robert is a journalist in comics who's been covering this for decades, so you've got a pair of very knowledgeable folks here writing about a topic that has a huge amount of lore and history to it. And I love it when you get a good book that's like this, that basically is able to encompass everything in one easy to read format that's also very pretty to look at. But you don't have to take my word for it, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at what's inside Spider-Man, a history, and so, well, you can read the title right there. It's very long. I don't want to say it again. It's a very long title. Let's go ahead now and just take a look at the pages inside this book. All right, and here is our Spider-Man book. Let's get just a better look at this cover now too, because isn't this a great looking cover? Like, I just love the primary colors that Spider-Man is, and this is just literally the primary colors that we're looking at here. It's just red, blue, and yellow. It's simple, but it's striking, it's elegant. It really just tells you everything you need to know about this book, and yeah, it's gorgeous. Let's just go ahead now and just jump right in, and I'm not going to show you guys every single page, but I'm going to show you a lot of this. We're going to skim through things here, and I did want to show you this this really nice part here when you first open the book. This is just also really cool, seeing this sort of like negative version of the artwork. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. And so basically the way I would describe this book is by saying it's kind of like a deep dive on Spider-Man, but in a way that's easily understandable by anybody. Because normally you see a book like this with really large font, because in my opinion this is fairly large font for what it is, that basically tells you it is a coffee table book. And you can see that too by just seeing the sheer amount of artwork here and photos. I'll just jump ahead to like some more modern stuff here. But you know, you can kind of get an idea of what this book is about just based on the amount of photos, how much color is popping out at you. So this is a coffee table book by definition. But surprisingly, it actually has a lot of information. And if you're someone who really likes Spider-Man, man, you're going to love this. I mean, there's probably a few things in here you don't know about the character or the creation of it or certain storylines. We'll kind of talk about that more as we go through things here, but yeah, like this actually is legitimately a chronological history of the character as told by the creators. And yeah, we start way back at the beginning here with the very early days of Spider-Man. And again, just really great design, and the nice thing about this book is that it's almost laid out like a comic book in some ways. It's very much about blocks of text, moving your eye around piece by piece. This page, really both these pages are a great example of that, how you're basically just being guided through this. It's just excellent book design. And that part is just making this even more of a pleasure to read. And yeah, you know, this is now, as you can tell, also very cleaned up artwork. This isn't like the original newsprint scans, all the stuff that you're seeing here. It's very much clean, oddly enough, with the exception of this page, of course, I turn to. But overall, it's very cleaned up artwork, and that's for better or worse. I mean, whether you like that or not, that's up to you. But again, keep in mind, this book is for like the average Joe, folks who might not necessarily know as much about it, but it still absolutely appeals to the hardcore. And you know, again, I don't want to like go through every single page, but even just like the fact that it goes over things like these toys, that's kind of a big deal. And you know, really, if we're going through this thing chronologically, we are seeing a lot of different incarnations of Spidey. We're even seeing the Japanese Spider-Man. I mean, even he gets a little bit of information here in this thing. And if you'll notice, by the way, too, you'll see each chapter is dated by a decade. So like, for example, right now we're in the 1980s. So like, you're really getting a full-on story here. Although oddly enough, we're jumping to like much later with this cover, but yeah, check this out. You even got the original trading card scanned there. That's really cool. The beginning of the black costume. There it is, in fact, there's the black costume. Yeah, Cool. Yeah. I just love all this original artwork though. Like for me, that really is the big thing. I mean, there's a lot of great information here. That's cool, but for me, I'm a visual person. I think a lot of us out there who get comics are. So we like seeing this kind of stuff, seeing original artwork and seeing the covers, seeing just how good all this stuff looks. Oh man, right? Okay, we're now in the 90s. I know where we are now because, of course, I turned to the One More Day section. Yeah, there is a discussion of One More Day, as you can imagine. But again, I'm going to leave that to you guys to read all about once you get the book for yourself. So as we keep going on here, you'll see just more really wonderful stuff here. I mean, we're just jumping around a little bit, but great design. Just overall, really nice looking book. Yeah, I gotta tell you guys, like, here's a cool one too. This is the kind of stuff I'm into, is when you see the original artwork and you get all the information about how this was put together. And here's a great example, because you have, like, over here, all of the, these are the codes for the colors, I believe there. Oh, it says it right there. Okay. So yeah, these are basically just, how to make sure they're getting the right tones when they print things. That's the kind of like insider information I'm looking for. And you're getting a taste of that here, while you're also getting a literal guide. And really, it's more of an encyclopedia to the character. I mean, if you really just kind of go through this, this is essentially an encyclopedia to who Spider-Man is, the different things that shaped him. We have the Mary Jane and Peter Parker wedding right here. So, I mean, this is not skimping on information. I think that's kind of what I get across to you guys is, while I did say that, yes, this is basically a coffee table book, and that can also often be looked at in a negative way, but there's Morloon. Look at that great shot of Morloon. While coffee table books can get a bad rep for just being kind of silly and this kind of stuff you'd find in the clearance section of Barnes & Noble, no, this book is legit. Like, this is a strong book, lots of information. And now here we are, by the way, towards the end, we get some Spider-Man's amazing friends. I was just going to make that joke, and I saw that there. But yeah, we're diving into some of Spidey's allies. I'm sure we're going to get some of his enemies in here as well. This is cool. So, like, this is like now we're just browsing Wikipedia, and we're getting random articles in Spider-Man. And that is just great. Like, this is what you want to get in a book like this. You don't want it to just be nonsense. And I'm actually quite happy it's not only just pictures, because that, to me, would be a cop-out. If it was just, like, 200 pages of covers and interior artwork, that'd be cool. I'd enjoy it, but I would not enjoy it in the same way that I'm enjoying this book here today. Because again, we're talking about all the great information that you're getting here. Here we got now our section on Miles Morales. So like, this is the book to understand Spider-Man. And I will again say that I think this is great for anybody, all levels. Oh wow, we got the movie stuff here. Yeah, this is pretty cool because it goes into the movies as well, and some of the TV stuff, the animation. Speaking of, there you go. I see a Ralph Bakshi mention right there. Oh, that's cool. I mean, that original Spidey cartoon is quite a fun thing, quite a mess also. But yeah, check the stuff out. We're getting the TV show Nicholas Hammond. Oh man, look at this. There's Iceman. That's the Jim Lee trading card. That's a different book to talk about, the X-Men trading cards. But oh, there you go. I know that. Well, that's gonna be a video for another day. But that's what I mean, you guys. Like, we're getting the deep dives right here. We're getting some stuff that you probably wouldn't normally even see in these kinds of books. And yeah, we're into modern times now too. We're talking about the modern Disney movies. Let's see, here we got into the Spider-Verse. I think there's also a brief section about some of the merchandise. Very little, unfortunately, but there's a little bit of talk of merchandise, as you've seen throughout it. It's kind of just scattered across this here. So, if you wanted like a dedicated stuff, if you want to just like, I should say a dedicated section to only Spider-Man merchandise, that is not this book. It is just kind of here and there as they go along as like interstitials, but really, for like the actual story, start to finish of Spider-Man, this is pretty perfect. And I'd also say it's a fairly affordable book too. That's what is going on with this cover? Oh, 7-Eleven sponsored. Wow, that's okay. That's also gonna have to be another video, another day. No, but this is like perfect. I mean, this is really what you're looking for. Great for any level. If you're a big hardcore fan, you're gonna love this book. If you're new, if you're young, it doesn't matter. I mean, this book will speak to anybody, and that's really the appeal of this type of book. They're taking advantage of the format. They're giving you a lot of cool information, beautiful images here, great scans. There's the Punisher when he debuted in Spider-Man. And, Spidey has a lot of history, as we know. I mean, we're talking now, over 6 decades of Spider-Man practically. This is 1960-something that he came out. Here we are. There's a lot of story to have with Spidey. So, yeah, they did a great job in this book here. I really like reading this book here. This was great. And I know for a fact, anybody out there who enjoys comics is going to also enjoy this book. So that's my little sneak preview of what's inside here. Highly recommend this book. Again, if you're a Spider-Man fan, I don't know what we call you guys, but if you're a webhead, if you're a wall crawler, or whatever you want to call yourself, this is the book to get. And one more time, this is Spider-Man, a history and celebration of the Web-Slinger, decade by decade, by the amazing Peter David and Robert Greenberger. yeah, go out and get this. And if you guys do want to pick it up for yourself today, go ahead and check my Amazon affiliate links in the description below. You'll find this right in there. And yeah, let me know if you bought it. Let me know what you think of it also, because I'm pretty happy with it. I'm positive you're going to love it just as much as I do. So until next time, I'm Matthew. This has been Nerd News Today. We'll see you guys later. Swip, flip.